Today I'm going to be counting down the top 20 greatest side character moments in regular shows. So that's going to be anybody who's not from the main part crew, including Eileen, CJ, and Margaret. So it's going to be all those side characters, whether you're a villain, whether you're just a random one-off character, whoever you are who isn't a part of the main part gang, I'm going to be taking a look at those and doing the top 20 greatest moments from those characters. And if you like videos just like this, please make sure to like and subscribe. At 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to be cosplaying as Benson and drinking the Mississippi Queen. And also, if you want to be a part of the conversation, you could join my Discord. The link will be in the description. Without further ado, let's rank the top 20 greatest side character moments in regular show.
The worst.
Line cutters! Line cutters gonna get cut!
And starting off this list at number 20, it's going to be the crazy Karen from the episode Take the Cake, because she's honestly just so fucking funny. Benson decides to give the task of picking up a cake for Mr. Mailer's birthday to Mordecai and Rigby. And honestly, they do genuinely nothing wrong. It's not like they're slacking off, they're not avoiding the task, they're not doing anything that they really shouldn't be doing. All they do is go in the cake store, and there's a separate line for VIP members who have already paid ahead of time, and they walk up there, they get some free cake pastries, and they get their cake.
Oh, that's a fine excuse for a bunch of line cutters!
Look, we didn't cut, okay?
But there's this lady in line who's like, line cutters! Dirty line cutters, you stupid pieces of shit! And just starts, you know, tweaking, losing her mind a little bit.
Also, you guys get our last free cake pastries.
This is ridiculous! I've been here longer than anybody!
And she's just told that that's the way the rules are, and she has to suck it up. So Mordecai and Rigby get the cake going their merry way, and then just all of a sudden she starts chasing after them, just trying to literally kill them for being line cutters.
The worst.
Line cutters! Line cutters gonna get cut!
She's like, line cutters! Dirty little line cutters! It's so funny. I don't know why they had to make her so extra, but it's a great, you know, take on people who overreact about the smallest simple things, especially in restaurants, especially in stores. I'm a server, so I get it. Some people are just genuinely so angry, maybe not to the point that they're going to chase people down and try to kill them, but either way, it's really hilarious. She's trying to chase them, trying to kill them. Mordecai and Rigby are just running for their lives, and eventually she crashes, and it's very deserved.
Huh? Wait, what does that say? I wish I could read!
And it's one of the best moments ever for just this one-off crazy lady. I love it so much.
What does a job get you? Some lousy money so you can buy things?
Right.
I'm Leon, but my friends call me Yoop. That's short for Utopia.
And a 19 from the episode Benson Be Gone is going to be Utopia's sacrifice, also known as Leon. And when Benson quits his job because he becomes a slacker, he's living that slacker lifestyle, he meets Leon, who is basically just this guy who's been slacking for so long. He's got that grease on his forehead, living his best life. He doesn't care what anybody thinks.
What does a job get you? Some lousy money so you can buy things?
Right.
I'm Leon, but my friends call me Yoop. That's short for Utopia.
And seeing this man, Benson immediately realizes that he has to get his job back. He helps everybody defeat Susan, and then Susan, you know, turns into a hellspawn colossal demon monster. And Benson is about to take her out, but also at the cost of his life because he doesn't know if he's going to survive this. And that's when Leon just drives up in a golf cart, shoves Benson out of the car.
Leon! I got this, brother. I've already had my season in the sun, but you still got a whole lifetime of slacking in front of you.
Actually, I changed mine.
And then just takes Susan out, and in the process he rolls in the limo, just crashing everywhere, and he explodes and he dies. But you know, he sent Susan back to hell, so it was all worth it.
Time for me to blow this slacker wonderland! Utopia.
For this one-off character that we only get about 2 minutes with, thank you for your sacrifice, Leon. I could appreciate you, man. Utopia.
Yo, Muscle Man, my boss found out that I gave you guys that TV and he fired me. It's cool if I crash here for a couple days. What the?
And at number 18, it's going to be Jimmy's death in the episode Rage Against the TV. It's just honestly so funny. I mean, you get to see a little bit of him in the middle part of this episode where Muscle Man's just like, Jimmy, Come on, Jimmy.
Come on, Jimmy, you gotta have something. Sorry, dude. There's nothing I can do, muscle man. Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy.
Just trying to get a TV from him. And Jimmy's, you know, he's a nice, caring friend. He gives them the shittiest TV there, and they just go about their day. They're setting up to fight the Hammer, and they start fighting the Hammer, and Jimmy just happens to show up at the worst possible time, and the Hammer literally creates a energy blast, fires it at Jimmy, and kills him right there. He goes flying and he explodes.
How are we supposed to hurt him?
I don't know. He was invincible in the game too until we hit him with furniture. Everybody.
I feel so bad for Jimmy, but either way, it doesn't take away from how absolutely hilarious it was. He just opens the door, and then he just gets Kamehameha blasted to his fucking death. It's hilarious. I love it. It's great.
Did you guys seriously have to be the worst basketball players of all time?
And at number 17 is going to be the introduction of the basketball god. I mean, Mordecai and Rigby are so unbelievably bad at basketball that the moon literally opens up, and you just get to hear that boom, 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 as the basketball god slowly floats in his awesome car, and he just opens that door and he just looks like an absolute G. And he just gives them the literal powers of basketball, trying to train them with a montage. He's just a really chill dude. I enjoy him a lot. I think his introduction is perfect.
No, you just need to not play basketball. But I can't have that little pudgy green idiot talking trash about my coaching, so I'm just gonna give you the powers.
Ah, sweet.
And everything else he does throughout the entire episode is just honestly so awesome. I mean, teaching them, eventually competing in the match against Muscle Man, and then floating up into space using the powers of basketball to have this ultimate showdown in space. It's just so good. He amplifies this episode and makes it so much better and one of the best in regular show. I feel like if the basketball god didn't show up here, then it wouldn't have been as good. I love his introduction. I love everything he does in the episode. He definitely deserves a spot on this list.
Stanmanson? Yep. Well, congrats. That's the stupidest fake name I've ever heard.
As 16 is going to be from the episode Prank Callers, and it's basically going to just be everything with the master prank caller in this episode. I mean, he's just honestly so hilarious.
You ordered 50 pizzas?
Yeah, and hot wings. Get here quick, okay? Your mom's like totally starving.
I mean, you have Mordecai and Rigby attempting to prank call this guy who is the master prank caller, and he knows everything that's coming, and all of his responses are just pure gold.
Stan who?
Stan.
Stanmanson?
Your name is Stanmanson?
Yep.
Well, congrats. That's the stupidest fake name I've ever heard.
And they just keep on spam calling him. Rigby's acting like a fucking idiot. Mordecai just can't even, like, get a grasp on anything to say to this guy. And eventually he's like, I'm gonna make both of you guys poop a duke. And just sends them back to the 1980s, literally through the phone.
I warned you to leave me alone. Now I'm gonna prank you so hard you're both gonna poop a duke.
The 1980s called. They want their cell phones back.
And so now Mordecai and Rigby are stuck in the 1980s, and they try to call him one more time so that they could try to prank him and get back to their own time. And that's when he literally just comes out of the phone, and we get this awesome chase scene with him in a limo, and eventually they manage to, like, take down his limo, and he's still able to just sprint after him. And the only way that they were able to defeat this guy was using audio tapes to make them think that they're talking to him in the phone, and they actually managed to prank him, and they just turn him off.
Hello? Hello, are you there?
I said!
Just kidding. You just got pranked, loser. No!
And then they crawl into his face, and they get to meet the actual master prank caller who isn't this giant telephone. And yeah, they actually have a heartfelt speech with this guy, and they just become buddies at the end. What else could you possibly need? Of course, the master prank caller is going to make it onto this list.
It's the Hammer! He's real!
Dude, take my picture.
And in number 15, it's going to be the introduction of the hammer in the episode Rage Against the TV, because it's just honestly so funny. I mean, you first have him just appearing when they turn the TV on and just this bluish glow. He comes up out of nowhere and everybody's just like, dudes, it's the hammer, take my picture. And Muscle Man just sprints up to him. The hammer just slaps his titties. And then Muscle Man just falls back and he just slams his big ass leg onto Muscle Man.
Oh, it's the hammer. He's real. Dude, take my picture. Oh no, bro.
Perfect introduction for a villain. It's honestly so hilarious. This moment will always just live rent-free in my head because it's just that funny. And something that I always tend to wonder with this scene is I wish like some other character just had a like characteristic like Muscle Man. Like, can you imagine if Pops just went up to the hammer like that? Like, oh, jolly good show. Dudes, it's the hammer. Take my picture. And then he just slaps the he just slaps the hell out of him. That would have been so good. But either way, I'm glad with the scene that we got because it's one of the most hilarious moments in all of regular show and the perfect introduction for the hammer. And everything after with the hammer is also really good. I mean, him killing Jimmy, the battle with furniture, just the hammer in general is one of the best side characters to come out of the show for sure. And number 14 is going to be the redemption of Muscle Dad in the episode Trucker Hall of Fame. And in this episode, Muscle Man's dad passes away, and his entire life, Muscle Man has thought that his dad was the coolest trucker in the entire world. And eventually, as the episode progresses, Muscle Man learns that his father wasn't even a trucker at all. He was a forklift driver, and this leads to him punching a picture frame of his dad's face. And he gets a heartfelt letter from his dad explaining everything about how he didn't want to disappoint him, about how he wanted to be this incredible father figure, and about how he wants Muscle Man to go and spread his ashes on all those stupid ass Trucker Hall of Fame area so that he could prove that he was just as good as them.
I'm sorry for pranking you all these years.
Especially about being a trucker. The world is a harsh place, and I only did it to toughen you up for when I'm gone.
They get there, they're able to spread those ashes, and Muscle Dad's ghost shows up and just starts messing around with a bunch of ghosts. It's a really good moment for Muscle Man, for Muscle Dad. It's just all good. It's some heartfelt stuff, and I enjoyed his letter a lot. I think he just has one of the best redemptions because, I mean, he starts off really highly, and then you feel bad for Muscle Man because he was lied to his entire life, and then they finish it on such a sweet note for his dad.
Have some more self-respect. You deserve to live as much as any of us.
And at 13 is going to be from the episode The Ice Tape, and it's going to be the many, many, many sacrifices of the people that are trying to help Pops get all the way to the, like, center core of this mountain so that he could watch the ice tape. And these people, they've been spending their entire lives waiting on this frozen planet just for Pops to arrive so that they could guide him to this like magical fire. And throughout the entire episode, they just keep on fucking dying in horrible ways.
Just jump it.
I really think you can make it.
I'm not much of a jumper. You sure you don't want to at least try? Well, I could give it a try.
Oh man, I forgot to jump.
That they don't even need to die. Like, there's one scene where the guy like starts drifting away on a piece of ice and he could clearly make the jump. Like, it's very apparent. Everybody's even telling him like, dude, I think you could make it. No, I don't think I want to. I don't think I can. And then it like actually gets to the point where you can't make it. And he's all like, okay, I'll try. And he's just like, I forgot to jump, and just falls in and dies.
Have some more self-respect. You deserve to live as much as any of us.
You know, maybe you're right. Oh no, it's really too late. Speed, no!
And then we just get many more deaths that don't need to happen throughout the entire thing, through all of these characters just like feeling like they need to do it for Pops, for the chosen one.
Pops!
God, no!
We can just keep shooting rocks at him.
It was working really well.
What?
And they don't even ever have to die because their deaths don't ever change anything. Nothing changes. They're just dying for the sake of dying. But it doesn't make it any less funny, which is why I'm putting it on this list. I think it's definitely one of the better things to come out of season 8.
Perfect burger, our love's never overdone. You're
the ice cube in my cola. I'm the ketchup.
And at number 12, it's going to be the death of DJ Donnie G from the episode Kill It Radio. And in this episode, Muscle Man really wants to play a song for Starla. Oh, Starla. Starla. Yeah, you know, that's what he wants to get on the radio to celebrate their, like, whatever anniversary of the first time they ever made out. And he's trying to get that on, and he needs the help of DJ Donnie G, who used to be the main DJ for Kill It radio station, until an AI had a uprising, took over the entire thing, and basically made DJ Donnie G a slave.
That was the day the music died.
Stay, Donnie.
Only there to clean and do maintenance. And with the help of Muscle Man, he gets his confidence back. He goes back there. They have to do this whole like heist entry thing to sneak their way in, and then have a climactic brawl to get to the center radio station.
Donnie, you are acting very foolishly.
And they eventually get there, and DJ Donnie G takes a disc through the chest. Yes, it literally goes through his chest, leaving a giant hole.
Okay, guys, we're ready. Donnie G!
And then he cues the song up, and the AI is going to blow up the entire building if he does this. He does it anyway, gives one final statement to the radio to all of the listeners, saying that this is DJ Donnie G's final song, coming at you for one last time, for one very special lady, Starla. And he plays it, and the entire building explodes.
Perfect burger, our love's never overdone. You're the ice cube in my cola. I'm the ketchup.
And yes, he is seen walking away covered in fire at the end of the episode, but I'm just gonna say he died anyway so that I could give him all the respect for his incredible sacrifice. It was beautiful. It was great. One of the better scenes in regular show. I enjoy it so much. Donnie G, you did what you love until the end. And coming in at number 11 is going to be from the episode Death Bear, and it's going to be Death Bear, because he is one of the most memorable characters or side characters or animals, whatever you want to call him, in all of regular show, and he barely gets any screen time, but the screen time that he does get just makes him an immeasurable force of power and just awesomeness, to be honest. Because he chases them back to the house after they go to the zoo to try and see Death Bear. It's supposed to be a joke, but it turns out that he's real. He's chasing them, and then he almost eats Eileen, and then Mordecai just decks him into a wall.
Eileen!
He gets back up, and that's when Animal Control shows up, and you think, oh, he's just gonna, like, maul him or something. But no, the motherfucker pulls out some ninja moves, and roundhouse kicks a dude's head off, chops off some arms, and is just going on mayhem.
I want to go home.
On all these poor Animal Control dudes, and then you just get the awesome stare down with Mordecai having a tranquilizer gun, firing it at Death Bear as he runs up the stairs, and Death Bear is just tanking all these tranq darts. And he eventually passes out just barely, but Death Bear, you made that episode so much more memorable, and definitely one of the best in regular show, all because of how crazy you were.
Now I am truly free. Thank you all.
Guys Night!
Guys Night!
And at number 10, it's going to be Thomas earning his freedom in the episode Guys Night 2. You have Thomas making his triumphant return to the series after being gone for a little while, just to come back and have one really good night with all of his boys doing a Guys Night.
I learned that in Turkey.
Just to have a really good time before he has to try to get to the rendezvous point, a place where he could be safe from all of the American agents hunting him, all the Russian agents, whoever is trying to hunt Thomas. And we get this really cool scene where they eventually find Thomas, and we get a really cool chase where he's driving a car, evading all of them, killing some of them in the process. But either way, they eventually get to the sewer system, and Thomas has to make one final jump to try and get on this train. But he misses and falls deep into the water, but it turns out that that was all a part of the plan, and there was a submarine waiting for him down there, and he celebrates he is free. It's a great conclusion to Thomas's story, even though I would have loved to see him again.
This was real rendezvous point. You had to know as little as possible for your safety. Now I am truly free. Thank you all. Guys night! Guys night!
But I can't deny that it's great that he got to be free. He got to the rendezvous point, and he is now a free man away from all of the tortures of being a fugitive in multiple countries. You gotta respect it, you gotta enjoy it, and it's a great end for Thomas.
Now we can give these to Pops.
Sorry, but you ain't giving nothing to nobody.
And coming in at number 9, it's going to be the Fuzzy Dice Shootout from the episode Fuzzy Dice, and you had the animatronics coming to life, I mean, before Five Nights at Freddy's, so that's already crazy, stealing the fuzzy dice from all the park gang.
Now we can give these to Pops.
Sorry, but you ain't giving nothing to nobody.
Excuse me?
Oh, what?
And we get this awesome chase scene where they're just driving away. And it all eventually ends when they get to like this warehouse dock, and the United States military shows up with all of these different guns and have this ultimate shootout where they just get lit up with bullets, exploded with a rocket launcher. It's just honestly so crazy.
Well then, I guess it's showtime!
Gun!
When I was watching this as a kid, I was like, what is happening? Because normally they wouldn't show guns like this in any cartoon at that point. There was never just this heavy like use of guns in any way, but regular show was just like, let's just go for it. Let's just do everything we possibly can. They had snipers, they had pistols, they had miniguns, they had rocket launchers, they had everything, and it was such a epic scene. And in every single way, the Fuzzy Dice crew went out in one of the coolest ways in the entire show.
Smoke 'em.
It's just one of the best death scenes in the entire show, even if they eventually come back later. It was just so awesome at the time to see all of that happening, and I just love it. It's just gotta be on this list.
Big keyboard!
And at number 8, it's going to be Techmo versus Doomageddon. When the park computer gets a virus, they have to call Techmo to come and solve it. And his entire introduction scene is just honestly so cool, where he's just trying all this different stuff to hijack his way into the computer and delete the virus, and he just starts elevating keyboards.
Elevate keyboard!
Just becoming an absolute badass, and all he's really doing is going like this, but it doesn't take away from how just awesome it is. And then eventually his body does get taken over by Doomageddon, and we get a really cool battle with him versus Skips. It's
Computer! I was wrong! Thank you for releasing the Doomageddon virus.
so awesome, but what a way to introduce a character, and it made Techmo one of the coolest characters in the entire show.
3! A sledgehammer. Really? An analog relic in a digital world.
And just gave him like a cult following around him of a bunch of people who would have loved to see more Techmo, and I am one of those people. I have a whole video about how I wish they would use Techmo a lot more in the show, because this one scene made me just realize how cool this dude was, and it's just one of the best scenes in the entire show. It's so cool. The music, the like electronic music makes it even better, and it's awesome.
Your soul is mine!
And And at number 7, it's going to be Skips versus Death in the episode Over the Top. And after Skips kills Rigby in a really brutal way, literally picking him up, slamming him through the table like the short-ass raccoon he is,
I'm sorry, Rigby.
he basically just treated him like he was nothing. It's like lifting a toddler up the ground and just throwing it into a wall. That's basically what he did to this guy, and Rigby is dead, and this leads to the ultimate final battle between Skips and Death in a arm wrestling match. And before this in the series, we saw Death quite a few times, but never in a light like this that actually showed his true power, his menace, his like ability to be a villain for the episode, because before this he was just like a charming villain, you know, he seemed intellectual, confident, but right here we actually get to see all this stuff combined into a actual menacing force, and it's just so awesome to just see his giant arm revealed, because he's got one skinny arm and then one arm that's just absolutely jacked.
I've been waiting for this day. Set him up.
And they're just arm wrestling, and they make an arm wrestling match look like the coolest thing ever, with a vortex floating around them.
Your soul is mine!
Death is confident, he's laughing, he's about to be Skips, and Skips is able to pull it out and beat him using Playco Arm Boy.
2 words. Playco Arm Boy!
But everything leading up to this was visually so great. It was so awesome, and I think it's one of Death's greatest moments in the entire show, and that's why it's going to be on this list.
Luna Goosawari X, Omega Warrior.
And coming in at number 6, it's going to be the transformations of the geese throughout all of regular show. I mean, you have their introduction episode and a bunch of full-grown geese where they just transform into the 4-headed one, and they just start battling our baby ducks, and it's just so cool. It's so awesome. I think the geese are a great villain throughout the entire series, and then it just gets even better in Brilliant Duck Century Crisis Special, where the geese merge with Cassowary to become Cassowary X.
Fusion mode, ready to fight.
Hyper Duck Extreme? Really? That's all you got? Moto Goosawari X!
It's just so cool. It's just transformation after transformation after transformation. They have the limo coming up and giving them wings. They fly up to the moon and become Moto Goosawari X.
Luna Goosawari X, Omega Warrior.
It's just so awesome. All of the transformations just keep getting more and more cool. It's just candy for the eyes, it's candy for the ears, it's everything you could possibly want, and just coupled with all of that, you get amazing fight scenes from every transformation that the geese do that give us some of the best stuff from regular show. That I guarantee you, if you watch any of these episodes, you'll just fall in love with these episodes because they're just that good. And transformations make it all the better, especially if you're a DBZ kid and you just like live for transformations in shows. Yeah, I live for that shit. It's fantastic. I love it. It definitely had to be on this list just because of how awesome all of those transformations are.
I'm sorry, we can't take violent animals.
Aw, what? They're not violent.
And coming in at number 5, the one thing that could truly outdo all of the geese transformations is the baby duck's first transformation in the episode, A Bunch of Baby Ducks. Because this was the most surprising thing maybe to ever happen in regular show. Why would this even remotely happen? When I was watching it as a kid, I was like, what the hell is even going on? Because in this episode, the ducks are like, you know, kind of a little bit wonky. They do things that most baby ducks don't normally do. But when, you know, they kidnapped by the duck collector man, and the duck collector man is about to kill their mom, they just start pumping their fists in the air and transform into this giant humanoid duck man with abs. It makes no sense, and then he just goes, "Step off!" and just kills him.
Step off!
Right there, and it's so epic, it's so awesome, it's one of the most random things to ever happen in the show, but hey, that's why we love regular show, for moments just like this, and this is one of the ones that is definitely the most memorable in the series, so it's gonna be at the number 5 spot.
Why, yes, sir. I have the death jump and the death dump right here.
And at number 4 is going to be the Death Kwon Do Sensei in about 3 episodes, because he just has so many iconic moments that I have to at least mash a couple of them together. I mean, first off, you have this guy getting all of his like main pages stolen for his Death Kwon Do business by Mordecai and Rigby.
Why, yes, sir. I have the death jump and the death dump right here.
And his business literally fails because of it, so he opens a death sandwich shop, and Mordecai and Rigby return there, and he's a forgiving guy. He even sells them some sandwiches, and Benson, he eats it because, you know, why would you buy a sandwich that kills people?
Death sandwich? Why would you buy something that kills people?
And yeah, Benson is dying, and the Death Kwon Do Sensei could have just been like, well, that's your problem, you knew the rules. But no, he decides to be an absolute unit and helps them fight their way all the way up through a bunch of different levels of enemies.
Step up death! Step up death!
All the way up to the Grand Master of Death Kwon Do. In just so many great fight scenes, just fight scene after fight scene after fight scene. It's just all so amazing.
The bicycle kick of death. No!
He helps them defeat them and save Benson's life, so that could already be just one rank all on its own. But then just one like little funny one I also want to add in is in another episode, Death Kwon Do Livery. He just is saying how he made the sandwich of health, an amazing sandwich that could just, you know, keep you healthy forever. He takes one nibble and he's like, oh no, my stomach, oh!
Every day I have one for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I've never felt better. Oh, my stomach!
And then just collapses. So funny, so great. Death Sensei, you definitely deserve to be on here.
Yes, go ahead. Stroke the beard of Garrett Bobby Ferguson.
And coming in at number 3 from the episode High Score, it's going to be the death of Garrett Bobby Ferguson. I mean, first off, you have his introduction where he just comes out of a laser beam and he's just like, hello, yes, I am Garrett Bobby Ferguson. Stroke the beard of Garrett Bobby Ferguson.
Yes, go ahead. Stroke the beard of Garrett Bobby Ferguson.
And then we just get this awesome match between Mordecai and Rigby, Garrett Bobby Ferguson, fucking playing Broken Bones. Incredible music, just so much good stuff happening, and Mordecai and Rigby are eventually able to beat his high score, and he's just like, no, and explodes.
Oh, my chin!
In one of the most memorable moments in all of regular show. It's iconic, it's one of the best episodes in regular show, and that's all because of GBF and how great of a villain he was, how funny of a villain he was. It's honestly peak regular show, and he is one of the most peak deaths and one of the best side character moments in the show.
So now you know who we are. Crew is the crew, shining brighter than a quasar, but you're bizarre. Yes, you, sir, are a loser.
And coming in at number 2 from the episode Wrap It Up is going to be just crew in general. Just every single scene that these guys have is just honestly so incredible, because, you know, our main man, Pops, oh, he's messing around with things he should not be messing around with. Oh, hello, childish Campino.
Crew's coming at you, say it twice, don't forget it. Y'all better catch up to where we're at.
Hello, MC Light.
What that's got to do with you fool? You guys are like spoiled hams in a can, super bland. Expiration dates overdue.
Tyler, the creator.
It's so ugly it bugs me. Take care of that mess and sweep it
it under the rug, please. So trust me, you're only taking matters from bad to worse. Only solution is to turn it round in reverse.
He's trying to be friends with all these incredible rappers, and they just start dissing the hell out of him.
Blitz comment on the scene. You step to me and you're gonna get cream. Corn all up in your teeth, you reek. You're the opposite of chic, you freak.
Because, like, look at this big-headed loser just making fun of him so much, and all of their raps are honestly just so good.
Things, but you ain't got no game, and it's plain to see you're strange to me, cause we be shining like diamonds.
And then you just get this epic rap finale where Mordecai, Rigby, and Pops are using poetry, but everything that Childish Gambino, Tyler, and MC Light were doing was honestly just so good. I think if realistically, like, people were genuinely watching this and it wasn't a kid's show, I think they honestly destroyed them, especially Childish Gambino.
Y'all be petty cash, nice mustache, conquistadors be wanting it back. In fact,
he went so hard on them. There's no way the poetry beats them just because they were being nice, but either way, it's one of the most memorable episodes in all of regular show, and it's mainly because of these guest appearances and all of the great raps that we get from it. It definitely deserves to be on this list. It's just such a great scene. And coming in at number 1 on this list, could it really be anything else? It has to be Gary versus David in the episode Gary Synthesizer. When you think of a side character moment, the best side character moment, most people's minds will immediately go to the side character episode, and that is Gary's Synthesizer. And it's mainly all because of the final battle at the end. You have David versus Gary, David using his keyboard and Gary using his synthesizer just to create this beautiful music while battling with incredible visuals. Everything about it is just honestly so incredible. It's what you love about regular show, these crazy, like, simple plots, diving into something like this that is just so beautiful, it's so creative, it's just incredible for your ears. Everything about it is just honestly peak.
Discord. It's impossible. Nothing's impossible through music.
I just love this battle in every way, and Gary, you have to get the top spot on this list for this incredible battle and defeating David by just launching him into a platform and launching him up into the center of a star.
Launch resumed.
Beautiful. Just beautiful, incredible moment. Definitely deserves to be at the top of this list. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe. I had a lot of fun with this one. I like just, being able to, like, positively rant or just, share my overjoy for moments like this, because when I'm talking about stuff that I truly love, it's just a lot of fun to talk about and share with you all. So yeah, if there's any moments that you think I missed or deserve to be, like, out on this list or something should have been taken away, let me know and I'll comment and I'll either argue with you or agree with you, whatever you really want. Yeah, let's get to 20,000 so I could cosplay as Benson. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.